You know, where the fuck Dub at, man? Where the fuck he go? Here I am. You looking for me? Yo ass is fine. Boy, that got Dub, and I'm back with another video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Deuce from me and my big bro. Yeah, fuck this milk. He said he gonna teach me how to wrestle, man. I'm gonna win the belt. Cause I'm back for ya. The boy Dub Deuce in the building. What up, what up, what up? It's that guy Dub, and I'm back with another video. How you guys doing at the end of the day? Shouting out good money. Today, we got a special guest in the building. We got Miss Honey Bad. How you doing?
Yo, how you doing? What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Just trying to get my feet into this interview process. Trying to expand my horizons. How you doing though?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to see you got out there and spread your wings so you can fly.
Well, I'm trying to. You said people that don't know you know that you said you went to the Ohio Media School. But you said, what is that experience like?
Man, like I don't even know where to start. Like honestly, it was something that you really just kind of have to witness to be there. But like, long story short, like it was a great experience, great networking, great vibes, good people. And it was all around just something that you can really apply to everyday stuff. You know what I mean? So shout out to Ohio Media School of Cleveland because they really did me in some good work.
You say this is like someone like when you go through a process like that, is it like very hands-on, or is it like
Oh yeah. It's hands on 24/7, intern hours, lab hours. Everybody got your course syllabus and stuff, and you go from there. You have to get a certain amount of intern hours, graduate, things like that, and lab hours. So as long as you get that together, then for the most part you're good.
right? Well, for those who may not understand or know what you said intern hours are,
Like
what does that consist of?
Basically you learn, like say for instance for me, I went to Ohio Media School because I wanted to have my own radio station. I love music, I love talking, and I wanted to have that experience. So I was able to learn that, but not only that, I was able to learn how to video record and audio record and things that I really wasn't able to do verbatim before. So now I kind of know how to do what I had done years ago. So it just kind of was like actually reading the book to stuff that I already knew how to do. You know what I mean? So honestly, it made more sense to learn it that way because I can do it myself now versus needing somebody to help me do it. Like right now, if I wanted to interview you, if I had equipment, I would set up everything, set the tripod up, get the camera going, you know what I mean, camera speed, all of that. Like I can do it all. A one-man show if you really want to say that. But the fact that I couldn't really do that before, and now it's like, man, I don't, I got it.
Okay. So where are you at on the process of getting your radio station started?
Well, that came about at a time where COVID was being really COVIDy, and I was just kind of like spreading my wings, and I still want to do that. But in the process of doing that right now, I'm like, in between like modeling and, filming and stuff like that. So it does take time in the process to get radio stations and things like that. I kind of got a little bit of advice from some people that do own their own. And being Cleveland based, it's like you want to have something here, like a staple. Because, everybody come to Cleveland for certain things. But like there isn't a Cleveland radio station here for real.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said you're into modeling as well. So what kind of modeling do you do?
Freelance. I've always done modeling and photography and things like that. So I kind of just stepped out of my bubble last year and did what I was kind of afraid of. Like I had a bucket list, and I just kind of just checked them off. Like, all right, I did this, I did that. So it was more so something that I've always done. I just was kind of like shy to do. And I was just like, well, you can't, don't be shy, just do it. And I just did it.
But right now, is like, are there projects that you're working on, or certain projects that you want to
Yeah,
take?
I got some things going. I don't really want to put all the info out there, but like I got a few projects that I'm working on and some things that I'm going to be doing. Like I was supposed to do a show in Vegas in January, but I didn't really have the time, and it was just kind of like really complicated with the weather and stuff. So I missed that one, but there's other ones to come, and I'm really excited because I took a lot of time to work on myself, my kids. Like I had like a little health situation I had to get situated. So now that I'm back and feeling better, like I got a lot of things going on. So
Okay.
it's good to get back out there.
Definitely, definitely. As you know, you can go my sister. I've been going through some stuff myself, but I'm getting through it. You know, it's like, is there certain like types of projects that you don't want to take on, whether you don't have the time for it, or it's just you're not interested in doing that particular subject matter?
Well, it's more so like having the time, like when you're in school, it's like a different time frame. Like the kids was in school, I was in school, so it was a little bit easier because I was able to do daytime hours. But the intern hours is where it really like mattered the most. So that was the outside of school hours. So it was more so the scrambling, trying to find sitters and being out of town. And it was just like, it was crazy. It was madness. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, that's a little taste of what that life is like. So now that I know what that life is like, I know how to go about it now that I've had that experience. Because it was more so like, all right, I'm here. What's up? So now that I'm able to, okay, that's what that's like. Okay. So I know how to do it now. Because last year I pretty much, in a sense, like, I'm not going to say winged it, but it was more so like, all right, this opportunity came. All right, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I didn't turn it down. I just did it. So being easily accessible in a sense kind of made things complicated on the other end. So now I know how to just work it into place and like have a balance because I really didn't have a balance last year. You know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, I gotta get these intern hours, I gotta get these hours, I gotta do this to that. I was finding things to do to come up with and events to, host or do certain things so that way I could get these hours. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like I had to do it. Like matter of factly, I had to do it.
Right. So for
Mhm.
those that don't know and they want to get into this space, like, how many intern hours do you need to try to go?
I want to say I can't remember exactly. I think it was 180, maybe 165. But I know I had like way more than what I had was supposed to have because like I was really out here like doing the work. But there's a certain amount of hours you need to graduate and things like that. So with being an intern student, like you can pretty much turn like this would be an interning experience or hours right now at this point because like I'm doing something in the scope of practice that I'm doing. And then it's just like, this is giving me the opportunity to interview and see how it goes on StreamYard versus, in person
Hmm.
or, with a group of people, things like that. So it's just really different ways to get hours if you're really serious about it. You know what I mean? Like I started just, podcasting and being on the radio. So now I know how to basically edit videos. I can create videos and things like that, things I couldn't do before. And color grading is a mother. Like editing is something different.
I know.
Like that's an ugly little beast right there. But like if it's got to get done, it can get done. I can do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So like for somebody like me who's more self-taught, because I can edit my own videos, I can make videos, all the kind of stuff like that. What is something like an Ohio Media School bring to somebody that's pretty versed in, you said, that kind of space in some kind of way?
You said what could you what?
What could the Ohio Media School do for me as somebody that's more versed in this space?
Hold on. Heard that. Say that one more time.
I said, what could the Ohio Media School do for me, being somebody that's a little more versed in what it may have to offer?
Well, it can get you that paperwork, so that means you're solidified to go get hired anywhere because you have a BTR um,
Mhm.
certificate. So there's that, and then it'll give you ideas and certain things to go from. Like, say you are well versed in, that world, but you could also learn things that you don't know. Also
Mhm.
learn things that can help you be better, because learning every day is something that we should all expect to do. But it's just giving you more ways to utilize the tools you already have, to be honest. You know what I mean? Especially if you do know. You know
Right.
what
You
I mean?
said the reason I'm asking for somebody else that might you say feel like they're in my position that knows how to edit, knows how to set up and everything like that. Usually, because like a lot of people's like, well, I'm self-taught, so usually I can do this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm trying to basically get to the point what you just made is that you can still, you said, gain connections or still learn
Right.
something you may not know that may help you, you saying going
Right.
down, you saying the road further. You know what I mean?
Yep, because especially when it comes to music and things like that, like it's certain things that I didn't even know, as far as before you get ready to even mix some stuff down. Like, you got to make sure that you got audio and left and right. Like, if you only got audio and right, it's not gonna come out right. Like, you might have it up too loud, or like you might have been too close to the microphone and you just got your you know like you just you can hear all of that. Like, you don't want that. So you got to be able to take that out and put certain things in there, so it just teaches you things that you didn't know, especially when it's like, if it comes to your craft and you're serious about it, you're going to want to do it, because you're going to want to be great at it. You're going to want to be better than yesterday. So, I get people saying stuff like that, but it's also like, you were self-taught because you watched and you learned
Mhm.
how to do what you're doing.
Yeah, and you saying a lot of times what people don't know is that yeah, you could be self-taught, but you don't gain those connections being self-taught
Right.
unless you go viral or something like that. But then you still gotta make these connections and still learn every day. It's just like that you said, because that's what my platform is all about. Is for one is for everybody to be able to express their opinion and to you be able to learn something from it. You say because we
Right.
all have something that we do that we could teach somebody else. So that's basically like I said, why I started this space in the first place, because like I said, a lot of times we don't have certain conversations because oh well that's too sensitive a subject to talk about, or you
Right.
said or people are afraid to reach out, but you said like people on my platform, they be like, okay, well I've known him for years. Okay, let me see what he's talking about. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Maybe it's something else I could try. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I'm trying to do here. You know.
I mean, that makes sense, because I mean, like, everybody has their own thing, but whatever makes you comfortable, like, you want to be the best at it, you know what I mean? So you'll do whatever it takes, whatever steps you need to get there, so that way you can, in a sense, perfect it, but make it your own. So, going to Ohio Media School really perfected my craft for what I wanted to do, because whether it's behind the scenes, B roll, in front of the camera, like, I'm comfortable with myself. You know what I mean? Like, my hair is a statement by itself. You know what I mean? Like, I can wear my hair any other way I choose to, but this is just where I'm comfortable at right now. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I can wear it however, whenever, but this is just my comfort zone right now. So, really, like, you just got to be able to know what you want to do and go for it. And then it's not even just for TV and radio. There's audio classes there as well, you know what I mean? So if you really just into making music, like, there's a whole separate course for you to take just for audio engineering and stuff like that. So it's plenty of ways to connect and network. You just got to really be comfortable and willing to do the work, because, like, you don't want to waste your time or your own money, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of your hair, you said it's like, which is beautiful, by the way. You said I love it. You said, but you know, like certain people, like they want to pigeonhole you, or you said, or they sit there and they want to, I guess, categorize you because you wear your hair a certain way. And you say, so like, do you think what would you say to somebody who's in like you that sits there and be like, well, they're telling me I need a, you said the press and curl, or I need the wig, or you said to fit inside, you said their box. You know, so what would you say to somebody that feels like they're pigeonholed because they want to be expressive with their personality, but the people around them are trying to pigeonhole?
Well, I mean, honestly, as far as that, you just honestly got to be comfortable with yourself and fuck them. Like, fuck what they have to say. It's your hair. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you want to wear your hair stand on top of your head, be my guest. You know what I mean? What makes you comfortable is your crown. You know what I mean? Like, I never really had anybody really be like, oh, well, your hair is this or that, as far as work or anything like that. I mean, I've had people tell me, like, your hair is too bright, certain things like that. And I get it, because, I was younger. Bright colors is a turn off at certain establishments. So I totally get that. But as far as me wearing my hair how it is now, I've never had, someone tell me, it wasn't appropriate. So for those who are told that, like, I just
Right.
It's your hair. And honestly, knowing that what we're going through right now, with it being 2023, like, you know what's up. They can either take it or leave it, to be completely honest. And be honest with yourself. If that's what you want to do, then, stand up, stand tall for it, because you got to live with that.
Right.
You got to go home every day with yourself and look yourself in the mirror and feel how you feel. And if you know that your hair makes you comfortable, whether it's in a fro, straight, long, weave, wig, then do that. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot out of you. Like, as a woman growing up in a hair salon, because my mother was a hairstylist, like, I hated sitting under the dryer. I
Mm.
hated the hot comb. I hated rollers. I hated all of that because I was always there. So, like, man, no, I don't want. I want to do the least maintenance to my hair at this point, especially being a mom now. But like for an event or something, then that's different. Like, I choose to wear my hair like this as far as interviews, because it's something that's a recognizable trait. Like, people recognize me. Like, hey, aren't you that girl that interviewed me at such and such? I remember you because of your fro. So, like,
Mm.
that's the statement piece right there. Like, it's like you recognize me because of that. So that kind of kept me still wearing it like how I was. Because I mean, I initially started wearing it because I wanted to do something different with my hair than what I initially was doing. I wanted to let my hair breathe. And I was comfortable with rocking it years ago. So I was like, all right, I'm just start back doing it again. And I just left it,
Okay.
you
Well,
know?
see,
So,
well, like, there's a lot of people getting into, you saying, the social media space or anything like that. A lot of people, they think they're ready for this, but then when the comment section starts going, that's when you find out who's really about that life. So somebody that wants to get into this particular realm that you said that we're in, what
mhm.
would you tell them about the comment section?
I mean, it's opinions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, you say that again.
No, I was saying, the comment section is more so, it's an opinion section. Like, it's an opinion. People are entitled to their own opinion, especially you have the comment section open. So, as a person that used to feel some kind of way about those comments, like, I know how it feels, but at this point in time, you have to figure out what's more important: listening to what people have to say about you, or listening to what you have to say about yourself.
Mm.
Because I mean, these people don't know you from a can of paint. Even if they do, it's just an opinion.
Right.
And it really does take some time to get that. But like, when you get it, you get it. You know what I mean? Like, an opinion could mean so many different things in so many different ways. It could be an opinion of themselves that they're projecting onto you, or this opinion that could just make you wake up and realize something that you may or may not need to change. But the comment section is for comments. That
Mm.
does not mean you have to agree with it. It does not mean you have to, go along with it. But it's more so a thing. Everybody's in competition with each other right now at this point, and it's more so like, what's really more important,
Right.
you know?
You, I know me personally. You said like I've had some issues in the comment section. You see, me, I'm strong enough of a person. It doesn't bother me, even because like because I exactly what you said. Because it's your opinion, and at the end of the
Right.
day, I know for a fact if you saw me in person, you wouldn't say half the crap you said in that comment section, and
Right.
especially not to my face. You said, I'm
Right.
not a violent person, nothing like that. But you just like you doing it because like you said, you're projecting you said negative energy onto me to try to ruin my day because you may feel bad or you're trying to be funny or you're trying to get my attention in the comment section. So 9 times out of 10, I'm not if it's negative energy in the comment section anyway, I'm gonna scroll past it and keep it moving. Now, for
Right.
somebody positive and asking a question or using looking for something in the comment, I'll engage with you. But like I said, if it's negative, I don't pay attention to it. So you said
Right.
it's like she said, I'm gonna say the same thing. Tune out the negativity because all it's gonna do is bring you down. You said, so like,
Right.
but it's just know that it comes with the territory because people feel
It
like
definitely does.
yeah, he said people feel like that once they watch your video or once they start following you, they're entitled to your life. And you say you can be entitled to whatever hour-long video or 30-minute video that you may watch of mine, but you're not entitled to my life. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like you're entitled to soak in the information that I'm giving you or the entertainment that I'm trying to portray to you. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
so those of you that have left mean comments in people's comment section, and you wondered like if it didn't get answered, that's because people are not trying to play games with you. What you saying with your negative energy? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you said moving along. You said like you were doing a show for a while, and I tried to watch every time that you came on. You know that. You said I tried to call in when I could and everything like that.
Yeah.
You, so where are you at on that space of your show?
I got a lot of content that I've written down and gone over and things like that. I just at this point in time, I'm not really in a rush to get back to it because all things happen in due time.
Mhm.
I think at that point in time when I was at the station, it was like one of those learning experiences, you know what I mean? Like I see the ins and outs of how things are. You know, I've been to other stations as well. So it's more so like certain settings and things aren't for me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And yes, I do have my own equipment right now, but I have other things that are a priority right now.
Mhm.
So with me not really having a specific day like how I had before to do it, that would kind of just make things complicated. Like I had a specific day, last year when I started it back up in November, and it was Fridays, but then my work schedule changed. The kids' school schedule changed, so it kind of made it just like a little complicated. And then the crew that I had, certain things that went on with that. So it was like, because I mean, I could do it by myself, but you can't do it alone. So, I
Mhm.
had a crew. So,
Right.
just kind of just wanting to keep everything where it should be. I just decided to, put that on pause and come back to it
Okay.
because regardless if I'm doing it on a podcast or not, like what I do is I help others and it helps me to help myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm here to do, and I know that's what I'm supposed to do. So
Right.
realistically, like anybody can call me anytime and get information, get any kind of assistance, get any kind of help with anything. You know what I'm saying? So podcast or not, like I'm here. You know.
Right. Well, see, that brings me to my next point. It's like with a lot of women, you said, because women, the natural nurturers and the caregivers of you said the household and the home. Where you said, where as a man, you said you're a little more free to, saying to move about. You said differently. You said like
Mhm.
because you said I have children. You said it's on my wife to make sure that you said the kids you said with their school and stuff like that, and I could take the
Right.
higher paying job where I might be gone or use it and use to whereas a woman has use it more than likely has to factor in everything else use it as well as that. So how difficult is that for you? Use it because you have so much to do and still want to follow your passions.
I mean, mainly the difficult part really is outside of making sure you have people at the designated places and times is just being away from your children, especially when they're so little.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are 6 and almost 8, so they're little, and I realized last year I was gone so much that I had missed like small things that meant so much to them that it was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, even though I couldn't go on none of the school trips because they said no chaperones, because one of the chaperones messed it up for all the other ones. I felt some kind of way about that. But
No.
like, it was certain things that I was not able to see. Like when I was in New York during the New York Fashion Week Beautiful Youth Tour, like my kids was going through it, and I was just so mad because I wasn't there. And I was just like, well, I'm coming home. I left early. Like I was supposed to have did a photo shoot downtown at Times Square, and I missed that. So I was really sad about that. Like that would have been a really dope opportunity. But I was like, man, F that. Like I'm about to go get my kids. Like I had missed the turnpike in Pennsylvania. I ended up somehow in Pennsylvania and lost because I was just trying to get to my kids. Like I just was like, nah. Like that photo shoot really was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was really, really a big thing. And I was like, yeah, nah, whatever. My kids were more important. And
Right.
even though I missed the opportunity, like it'll be other ones. It was just I was able to experience that And I felt like at that moment that was enough. So I was ready to go. Like, I don't care. Like, I catch off. And it wasn't even no disrespect to the photographers. I just was like, nah, my kids was blowing my phone up. And I just was like, I gotta go. Like, I can't even stay. I was supposed to stay a whole nother day, mind you. Like, a whole nother day. Had paid the sitter and everything. But I was like, yeah, no, I'm about to come get my kids. I'll be there in 12 hours. I'm
You said,
there. I'm coming.
right. Well, with you personally, you were saying like when you have stuff that you like you said, going on at home. You said for the stuff that you did attend, or you said how were you able to stay in the moment of of the job that you were trying to do without thinking about you said everything outside of you said what you're doing.
It was more so like just because I had a task, like I had something to do. Like my task was interviewing this particular person about, music and what they did to get into it and how they felt in the process. Like that was my goal. Like as an interviewer or as me being the main interviewer person, like I had to make sure I stayed up on who I was interviewing and make sure I, had the facts and things like that. And it was more so like just being yourself. Like I was being myself. You know what I mean? Like of course you have to watch what you say and looking at the camera and couldn't wear my glasses most of the time. So thank God I wasn't reading off a teleprompter because I'd have been blind. Like I can't see. But it was just more so me being comfortable in every moment was a different moment. It was a different situation. So you never know what you expect, but it was like I got this. Like I got it. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying. And it was like it was easy. Like the only time I was kind of nervous when I was doing the fashion show in Detroit because like I didn't even know I was chopping it with Jay Holiday before we went on the show, and then next thing you know, I just hear him singing. I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like Jay Holiday. And I was like, wait a minute, wasn't we just outside? And then we just started modeling, and I was like, oh, okay. So like that was the only time I was kind of nervous. Like I was sweaty and whatnot. Like if I had on a shirt, you would have tell I was sweaty because my armpits would have been wet. Like I was sweaty, but like in real life outside you couldn't tell. But in my head, I was sweating bullets on these little stage lights, and it was like my first. I don't want to say I wasn't nude, but it was more so like you had your ass out, your ass was out, like Prince and shit. My ass was out, so I was like. It was my first time my ass out show. It was my first show like that. So it was like, all right, okay, I'm cool. But other than that, it was just more so being confident in what I was doing. Like, just being me in the moment.
Nothing wrong with that. You said now talking about interviewing. You said like, what is your process? I know you were mentioning that you said like, the, I guess having the facts on whoever you're interviewing. Me
Mm.
personally, I kind of like a more of a freestyle approach. That way, it's like we're actually having a conversation. Because to me, with the questions, it's like 1 and 2 and 3. I don't like that.
Well,
So
yeah, it's not like that. It's more so like for those particular assignments, those were like kind of like in-depth school assignments. So it was like more so trying to get in certain things. But like for the outside stuff, it was like, more so in the moment, especially if I knew a little bit about the person. So it was more so like a free flowing conversation. You know what I mean? Like when I interviewed an artist by the name of Lorene Chia, Drilling Blues session. She it was really loud there. It was people walking and talking around mingling. So it was more so like of a free flowing interview because I didn't have time to look at a paper and ask, questions verbatim. But I just pretty much genuinely knew what to ask her because I knew what the goal was. You're talking about your new release album. This is a listening party, like how you feel about it, working on the album, like I asked her certain, Cleveland staples, was she a Cleveland native, certain things like that that people would want to know because it's a listening party. You know what I mean? So I was just giving certain concepts and ideas to get her to, open up and ask different questions. You know what I mean? Not the regular questions people ask.
right. So like, let's say that everybody wants to be so real. I'm so real. I'm so real. Say, look, I will choose a scenario. Let's say you're at a listening party and the album is garbage. But now after you've listened to the garbage album, now you've got to go interview this person. Still be real, but still be flattering to the guest. How do you go about that?
Oh my goodness. That's a difficult situation in a sense because I've I've been in that situation, and it was more so of faking it till you're making it,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't show your face on camera because your face will show versus what your mouth is saying. So it's like, if you know you shitty, you can't be like, why you interviewing them, like, because it's a dead giveaway. So it's more so like, how do you feel about this? Was this, your best album? You gotta you gotta juice them up in a sense. I'm sorry, God, but you have to be professional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not finna be like, yo, that was shitty, that was whack. Like, no, like, you have to be honest. Like, honesty is key, but it's like, in an interview process, I'm not never finna tell you shitty. I'm
Mm-hmm.
finna talk around it without making you feel like it was crappy, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna ask you how you felt in the moment. Did you enjoy it? How was the crowd feel? Like, what was the vibes you was getting? Like, what you eat before? Like, how like, we gonna talk about everything, and then
Okay, you said like I like that answer. You said like when you said like what is your ideal you said interview process like? You said like you said you like a sit down setting or do you said you like the free form setting? You said better. You said which one did you say do you like better?
it's more so of a mixture of both. When I first started at this station, I had a lot of things written down, and I would just kind of like gaze over certain things and go from there. But as I got comfortable with it, it more so turned into freestyling with, the questions that I remember I was going over. So it was more so prepping myself for certain things that I wanted to ask, or just having like a certain aesthetic to it. So it was more so me just focusing on who the person is, what we're talking about, how does it help me help others, because that's what you're here for. That's what you're here on the show for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I ain't have all them viewers for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was 2, 3 people comment or not, like, that shit, the math was mathing. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
absolutely.
So, um, I just genuinely being honest with myself. Like, I'm gonna keep it all the way 3 stacks with you. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen the show, so like, there's no sugarcoating that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I may go on a little bit. You know what I mean? At first, I would go on. I might have rambled a little bit, or I was a little excited because I was still new at it. But you got to keep everything short and brief, because every time and second minute counts. So, it's more so a way of getting out what I want to, in a shorter amount of time versus dragging it out, like versus before. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it did take some learning and, rewatching and just observing of certain people and of myself on how I wanted to go and do my interviews. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of excited about these next couple of interviews I got coming up, because it's been about a month or so since I've done an interview. But a lot of my work I've had on my hard drive, because I'm just not ready to put it out yet, because
That's
I
understandable.
have a certain idea of how I want to do it, but I want to make sure it's the right way. Like, I don't want to half-ass it. I don't want it to be, just not how I want it to be, because I don't want to settle. And that's
Right.
what I was doing before. I was just like, oh, all right, well, okay. Nah, that's not how I want it. I don't want it like this.
Well, you said, well, going forward, ideally, out of a team, what is it something that Honey Bad's looking for out of her team?
Well, honestly, everybody, of course, communication wise, we all genuinely should pretty much have the same goal. You know what I mean? You don't want to have people that's on the team that don't have the same goal, because then it doesn't make a good team. We all are trying to be better than yesterday. We all are trying to make it in this, media world. So it's certain things that I'm good at, certain things you're good at. So if we all work together as a team, it just should make sense. We're building
Absolutely.
the foundation from the ground up. So I know it's things that I may or may not know that you may or may not know. So you can help me help you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it might be somebody who I have on the team that may not be good at speaking in front of the camera, but is great at holding the camera. You just never know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just really all depends. And honestly, just being real and having the respect of everyone, knowing that, we all have the same time, we all have the same destination. For real.
Mhm. So you said you mentioned New York, and you also mentioned Vegas. You said like have you had or do you have any plans on maybe going to Hollywood? Are you saying that to jump
Nah,
into those waters?
I mean, of course, everybody want to go to Hollywood, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming because I would never say never. It's gonna come when it's supposed to come.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different projects that I'm working on. Like, I'm working with Loud Diamond, um, with her movie she's got coming out later on this year. You know, Revenge House. Shout out to everybody in the Revenge House team. But it's a lot of different things that's happening right now. But it's great because it's giving me a chance to network and build in a different way. Because, like I said, last year, everything was like school and learning. I was just learning, and absorbing a lot of everything, just getting a view on how it really is, knowing like how to be away from my kids and things like that. So I know what to do next go around. Because, like, outside of what I'm doing, like, my children are the most important thing to me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And before they got here, I was a film photographer and a model before
Mhm.
I ever had a child in my entire life. Like, before I ever did anything, before I ever worked a job, before I ever did anything, like, photography was my first love. Like, that was it, hands down. So the fact that I've gotten that much closer to my goal, even doing some like what do you call it? Freelance work with taking, pictures of grocery items and things like that, or doing like certain like photo shoots for certain people for just, just testing, things like that. So it's just really like everything that I wanted and that I need is coming into play because it's my reality. It's what I decided to make it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't allow certain things to occupy my space anymore because I've learned what matters and what doesn't. You know what I mean? So my reality is what I make it. And like what works for me doesn't work for you. And I really mean that respectfully when it comes to certain people and certain things. So
Right.
just,
Okay. You said when going forward, you said with your own station, like what are some things that you've learned that you want to implement into your station? What are some things that you've learned that you have want nothing to do with? You said when you're bringing in talent, and also you said, do you want to be mainly up and coming, or do you want to you said have some established names to actually help push your brand like starting off?
I mean, honestly, any kind of support is great, is needed, is respected. But as an up and coming, that's always the goal, I mean, because everything that's brand new is up and coming. So up and coming support, GoFundMe, whatever kind of business, marketing, management, anything is needed, anything is accepted, as long as it is genuine and as long as it comes from love and respect and understanding. Like, I think anything is welcome for real because everybody's had their dark path and been down those roads, and like it's none of that shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, that shit don't read. And it's 2023. Like, we gotta be better, you know? And that's all I'm looking for.
Well, you said before we get up out of here, you said like first off, let everybody know your socials, and you said and you let everybody know your socials first.
Well, my Facebook is Honey Bad, and that's B as in boy, A double D as in dog. My IG is honey underscore B A double D underscore 1111. And outside of that, that's about it. I mean, I got a TikTok. I think it's Honey Bad too. I really don't be on there like that because it's really more so like the consistency of trying to post on there. Like, I be posting stuff on there, but it don't never like load. And I always have to redo it and go back and it stays loaded and then it really don't. It say try again, it failed. And I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, I've been trying to post on TikTok for the longest. Like, I finally got one last year. And when I finally get it, it don't even do right. Like, my
Right,
TikTok was private when I first got it the first time. Everybody was like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't know neither. I don't know why it's private, but it's not private no more. But I don't know how to work it. But I be
right.
doing
Well,
it. It don't
I'm
be
still
doing it."
fairly new to TikTok. I think my highest video I think it was almost 50,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
And it was talking about that video where the guy he brought the one kid McDonald's, and you and the baby mama was
You
recording
bring the
that
other
2 months
other
ago.
kids in.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I think I said, well, y'all know how I feel about it. Fuck them kids. And that video went 50,000 views. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Not fuck them kids. I mean, that was a sticky situation. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. That was
Yeah,
just one of those. I just
right. He just said this is like, and he said, what's the best piece of advice you can give to a young person that may not know, he said, where they want to go in life, but you said they have a cell phone or they have a computer or something like that. You said something that could maybe be a, you said like use therapy for them, or you said or to get them out of a rut they may be in, you said to, or some motivation to move forward. Well, what's something you would say to somebody like that?
well, first things first, it really all starts with you and your diet, your health. Exercising is always a plus. Finding ways to meditate, or finding activities that you're normally not used to and doing different. If you don't write, start writing, or journaling, or whatever makes you comfortable, even if it's in your notepad in your phone, or if you like one of those little notebooks or something. Just find easier ways to relieve your stress, because it's nothing like being stressed out and just not having an outlet, or just keeping it built up, because it's not good. That's how you lash out and project. And coming from knowing experiences like that and project it onto people, for health reasons and things like that, or just whatever, like, you can't lash out on everybody. You know what I mean? People are not mind readers. People don't always understand what you're going through, but it's your job to let them understand that if you need something, you have to speak up. So just start taking better care of yourself, being kind to yourself, and really listening to your intuition, because that is something that will always be there. And if you continue to ignore it, you'll continue to ignore everything that's supposed to be for you. And just really trying, like really trying, like not talking about it, just actually really trying and doing it, because that's really the only thing you can do. And to be all the way honest, like, I've been in some situations like you would not understand, you would not believe. And honestly, if you don't have God, or whatever it is your higher power is, you really just really hurting yourself. Like, you have to believe in a higher power in order for you to really functionally function. Like, that
Absolutely.
shit is real. God and the universe literally have your back. Whether you feel God is a man, woman, a cat, dog, a bird, a tree, whatever. Like, that is really the main thing that should help you realize that what's important is you.
Right.
Because without you, you can't be nothing. So being
Absolutely.
frustrated and angry and lashing out, and keeping that shit built up, not releasing that energy, is not helpful. Because, like, you can't be a G. You can't be an energy if you got bad energy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Real.
with that being said, I want to thank you, my sister. You said you've been an amazing guest. You said
I
you,
appreciate you.
it's always so much fun talking to you because you seem like you've always got you've got that chill, that artistic vibe. You said just like and you're easy to talk to. You're easily approachable, and you always got something to give to people. So I definitely want to. You said thank you, thank you, thank
I
you.
appreciate
But
that. It took a lot of
blessing
work
my
to even
soul.
get here. Like, it takes a lot of work, and being accountable and finding balance, because, like, I was a motherfucker. Like, I had let the things that was done to me just like seep out, and I just used to be, I guess what they were saying, what was me, like, oh, well, this happened to me, and oh, this happened to me, and it's like, shut the fuck up. I was sick of my own shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So fuck him. I don't give a fuck. You heard what Jay Jig said. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I love
definitely.
me. I love me. I love me. I love me. I love me.
Absolutely.
For real.
With all that being said, we want to thank you guys for joining us. You should make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss another video. Without further ado, this is That Guy Dub checking out with my special guest, Honey Bad. Thank you once again.
Thanks,
Y'all be
Dub.
safe. God bless and hold it in the road. Peace.
I appreciate you. Peace, y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. You know, where the fuck Dub at, man? Where the fuck he go? Here I am. You looking for me? Yo ass is fine. That Guy Dub, and I'm back with another video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Deuce from the Me and my big bro. Yeah, fuck this milk. He said he gonna teach me how to wrestle, man. I'm gonna win the belt.
Cause I'm back for ya. The boy Dub Deuce in the building.